Thank you very much, folks. How you doing? Bring a little energy to this tonight. Good to see Mike Tirico. Never met Mike other than the text he sent me today about was my contract up with Fox. He looked forward to working with me on Sunday nights. And, Chris, I'm locked up for the next 10 years, so $150 million. I couldn't turn that down. I mean, that's a lot of money. You know how it is that nowadays with these football players. You make a lot of money now. And I'm one of the few that in broadcasting, I hit the mother load. So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of that. Receiving awards is not exactly high on my list. I have only received one other, and that was the Hall of Fame in Canton. And I had done this beautiful job. Joe Buck was talking to me earlier, and he said, TB, did you write your speech tonight? I said, Joe, you shitting me, right? I mean, you serious? No, I don't write speeches. I have the shimmers. And he looked at me, and my wife talked to him. She said, baby, you have the trimmers. I went, oh, trimmers. I have the trimmers. So I don't write. I write from right here. He said, oh, I'm not going to write mine either. And Joe, you lied like a dog because you sat up here and you read half of it, right? I saw you. You were perfect. So I don't write speeches. And I don't have to because I don't give any. And I certainly don't give Hall of Fame speeches. So the class of 22, the sports broadcasters, this is like blows me away. And I'm so thrilled to be with all of you who I have no idea who you are. People are hooting and hollering for these people. I'm just, woohoo, yes, sir. I love this guy. Don't know who he is, but they think he's something else. So, got to be. He's in the Hall of Fame. So, hey, I'm a team player. I actually wrote a speech for the Hall of Fame because I really wanted to do a good job. NFL Hall of Fame, not this. And so I spent a month writing. And I called this buddy of mine, his name is Buddy Martin, a journalist, smart man. I said, here's my speech. So over the phone, I read him my speech. He said, TB, that's really good. I said, yeah, it's almost too good, isn't it? It doesn't sound like me. I said, I tell you what I need, though. Give me 5 big words that I can scatter out through that to impress these people with my intellect. So he gave me 5 big words. Then I didn't look them up, but he assured me they fit. So the night before the Hall of Fame in Canton, all my buddies came in, and we were drinking beer on the roof of the Holiday Inn. Well, next thing I know, the sun's coming up, and we're still drinking beer. I went, is that the sun? And I got to do a parade, and I am slammed. So I go back down to my room. My wife's asleep with our baby, and I get my notes out. I'm looking at them. I'm sweating like crazy. I'm in bad shape, and I just tore it up, threw it in the garbage. I wish I'd have kept it. It was a beautiful speech. But putting my hands under Mike Webster's butt was a whole lot better than that speech, and so that's what I went with. Tonight is all about a celebration. Amen? Amen? All about a celebration. I mean, I'm 74 years old. You heard me, 74. And I'm like, man, it's just like that, Tombstone guy said, I'm just reaching my prime. I mean, I'm just going. You heard 10 years. How much did I say I was getting? I already forgot, but a lot of money. It'll be in the paper tomorrow, I hope. So tonight, all week long, my wife says, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "I'm writing." "What are you writing?" "Writing a speech." "For the Hall of Fame ceremony?" "Yeah." "Where's your notes?" "Exactly." So, week goes on, I'm quiet, and I'm writing. And I'm telling you, I'm coming up with some good stuff. I got stuff that really you would be impressed with. And I know our great producer at Fox NFL Sunday, Bill Richards, is here tonight. I thought you had meetings here in New York. I didn't know you would come here to see me. God bless you. I don't know where you are, but I don't know what I owe you or whatever. And Jake's here tonight. Kurt Menifee, my partner that helps me get all the Hawaiian names right on Sunday. And Etinene or whatever that guy's name is, I ain't got his name right yet. Then I get cancer and they ruin my left lung and I'm sucking on air trying to get through 2 highlight sheets. And Kurt says, "Yeah, I'll be glad to help you." And I said, "Would you help me?" So now we got a routine. When y'all hear Kurt do the highlights, I'm out of air. I must give me some industry inside stuff here. I'm out of air. And I know you're looking at my weight going, "What's wrong with him?" I got a little water retention going on right now. It won't be here in 9 months. I'm taking a pill. Broadcasting never was something that I ever expected to be a part of. I don't even know how I got in this business. I guess if you win 4 Super Bowls, you know, you're qualified to be a movie star, which you're not, but you get to do movies. If you win 4 Super Bowls, you get to record albums, whether you can sing or not, and I can't sing. If you win 4 Super Bowls, automatically you get a tryout to be an analyst on sports television. So I retired in '83. I'm in the cattle business, and I'm down in Grand Cane, Louisiana. I'm working cattle, which means I'm deworming, cutting horns off, you know, giving shots, stuff like that. Got crap all over me. In comes this limousine, Brent Musburger. I'm having a little trouble. Brent Musburger gets out, hands me a piece of paper with a name on it and says, "You need to call this guy." In a limousine with cow hollering, and turns around and leaves. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I put it in my pocket, go and finish working cattle. 5 days later, I'm washing my clothes, and my mother taught me always empty your pockets when you wash your clothes. So I'm washing my jeans. I empty my pockets. And I got this number, and I said, "Oh, I'm supposed to call this boy." And it was Ted Shaker. I don't know if y'all know him. I think we got mostly NBC people here tonight, but if you got some, I know I've listened to y'all. Y'all got a lot of people in this thing. I've been listening. Yeah, I tell you what, I'd have been good on Sunday night. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd have brought a whole nother audience to my. So I called this old boy, and he said he ain't in. I said, "Okay, just tell him Terry Bradshaw called." "Who?" "Terry Bradshaw." No, hang up. So come back and say, "Hey, Ted Shaker's on the phone." Ted said, "We want to sign you to a 3-year, fully guaranteed contract at CBS to be a broadcaster for $100,000 a year." Wow, that's almost as much as I made my last year with the Steelers. I went, "Oh, my God, there's a God." And I'm like, I don't know anything about broadcasting, but that's $100,000. Then Dick Ebersol, "I love you, Dick, but your offer was pretty bad." Dick So I got this one guaranteed $300,000. My goal when I retired playing football was to make $50,000 a year raising cattle. And I had that. I owned my tractor. I owned my land. I had a little 1,650 square foot home. I had put a little money down on painting it, so you had to put a little money down to have enough to paint it. So I put a little money down on layaway to get it painted. And then this $100,000 that CBS is, I was like, wow, I can paint my house now. I mean, so many good things were going to happen. Then I get the call from Dick Ebersol. Now, I love Dick Ebersol. I mean, I love him. This guy's a good-looking dude. He's tall, thin, innovative, creative, sharp as a tack. I like Dick. I didn't know Ted Shaker. I didn't know a little short, fat guy, but I did know the. Is he not short, fat? He's still alive, right? I got to tell you, I'm really doing good. So I called Dick. Dick doesn't remember this because he's too old now. I said, hey, Dick. Dick calls and said, Terry, it's Dick Ebersol, NBA. Oh, yeah. Because, see, I was an AFL fan. And in 1969, when we had the merger, AFL, NFL, NBC covered the AFL. And that's all I watched was the AFL because they threw the football all over the place. And I love that. And he said, we're really interested in you going to work for us here at NBC. Oh, man, yes. That's where I want to go, NBC. What we want to do is give you $50,000. Yes. And a tryout. Yes. And if we like the tryout, you can have the $50,000. So, Chris Collinsworth, I love you, buddy. So good to see you. And you know I'm a pretty sharp guy. Graduated from Louisiana Tech engineering school. I got a PE degree. I'm not ashamed of that. PE degree. So I put my PE degree to use. A tryout, and if I make it, $50,000. Or $300,000 guaranteed. And that's why I ended up at CBS. I mean, right there. Now, I loved it there, but I was behind John Madden. Nobody's going to beat John Madden out, and I didn't like being, so I didn't really want to do television anymore because it's just something in my body that says being second just doesn't work for me. And I already got my land paid off and my tractor, so I don't need a lot of money. And so I don't want to do this thing anymore. And so next thing you know, Fox takes over CBS. And I had been working on the NFL Today. And David Hill, who I love, and David Hill, you're the reason I'm up here tonight. You're the reason you put my name in the kitty. You pushed this people to get me up here. I have no reason to be up here other than I'm just, a really cute guy with a great sense of humor. And David Hill called me and said, well, he saw me walk across the television screen as I was going to do one of my little demos I did on the NFL Today show. I had so much fun on that show. And it was free, it's free, loving, easy going. I liked it. And he said, that's the guy I want to build my pregame show around, Terry Bradshaw. And, of course, everybody said, have you lost your mind? He's a little different. Well, hell, if you're a little different, you're perfect for TV, right? And so that's how I went to Fox. It's because David Hill didn't listen to all the naysayers that said you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that, you're a little too country. 29 years, Bill? How many years? 29 years, folks. And we're still going strong. I never have loved anything so much in my life. I love the people I'm with. And of course you You don't go into the Hall of Fame for anything that you think you did it yourself. You're nuts. I look down at the end, even though Jimmy Johnson is pretty much about Jimmy Johnson. We love him. Go get his book. He'll appreciate it. It's called Swagger. Buy the book, Swagger. So Jimmy can't say I didn't promote his book here tonight. Love him to death. Love him. Guy sitting next to him, that Gap guy, Michael Strahan. Smart, articulate, insightful, big heart, so much fun, such a family. Next to him, Howie Long, who is I'm most close to, is Howie, who I have nothing in common with. Nothing. I looked at him one day on the set. The three of us were hooting and hollering about something on the air. Howie Long. You know, today, the Cincinnati Bengals, right outside the linebacker, Ty Gilbert, is going to play with a wrap on his left ankle. So they're going to put him on the middle side, and he will be okay. Commercial. So I'm at the commercial break. I'm looking at Howie. Big man. You don't want to make it mad. He's a big man. And he's shrunk quite. Actually, I'm bigger now because of the water thing. Hey, a lot of you are laughing, but I saw your ass out there in the hallway. Yeah. Yeah. Come join me. So I'm looking at Howie, and I'm staring at him. He feels my presence. He turns to me, and he goes, he's always writing notes. I don't know why he writes notes. You got 20 seconds. What are you going to write? What are you writing a synopsis for? You got 20 seconds. Chris, right? 20 seconds. Hey, yeah. But I don't think Joe Buck was ever in the studio with us. And I know. And now that I think about it, it was the best year we ever had. Without doubt. Without a doubt. No question. So I'm looking at Howie, and Howie's looking at me, and he goes, "What?" And I said, "True story." I said, "You can't help it, can you, bub?" Can't help what? You just can't help it. Can't help what? You're just boring. The shoe fits, wear it, right? So the rest of the day, he kept adding, trying to be funny. Maybe that's too inside, but it was pretty funny to me. And then there's the man I love, the man that bails me out, the guy that's the smartest guy I've ever sat next to. Mike, I never sit next to you. Honestly, I don't ever want to, okay? Kurt Menefee. Always has my back. Knows every player, every general manager, every coach. Saves me every Sunday. Helps me pronounce these names, which I have yet. And when you're doing highlights, one Sunday I just like, off right, he's going down the right side, gets inside the corner, and corner Jack, Jack, he gets inside Jack, DeLuca, commercial break, and I'm still going. Jack, DeLuca, I'm steaming. So, Kurt, I love you, man. You're a good friend. And Bill Richards, you're a good friend, buddy. I know you're a good friend. He loves my bourbon. By the way, a little promotion tonight. Bradshaw Bourbon I have a bourbon called Bradshaw Bourbon. It's here in New York. If you get a chance, buy some for Christmas. I'd appreciate it. In closing, because I had bladder cancer, and I'm okay now, but I'm packing about 1,200 PSI in my bladder. I could pee over a 10-foot railing right now. To my daughter, Rachel, who I took to when she was less than a year old and set her on the counter on the NFL Today show on CBS. She's here now, grown up, getting ready to be married to Chase. I don't even know your last name, but whatever. To Aaron, married to Scott Weiss. I know his last name. He and I are in the cattle business, the horse business. Aaron just had be a year-old Sunday, little Jessie, our Tammy and I's second granddaughter. We have Zuri. This is Lacey. Third daughter, Lacey. Son-in-law, Noah. Awesome. Love them both. I'll love you too, Chase, when Great. I love my son-in-laws. I love my life is so good to me. God has blessed me so much. Got this awesome wife over here. Finally got that shit figured out. 22 years, 3 houses. But now I get it. Thanks for loving me. Yeah, thanks for loving me. And certainly, I've never had an agent, Mike Tirico, in my life. Never. I negotiated all my contracts. That's why I retired with Pittsburgh with $100,000 left of her. I remember telling Dan Rooney in Atlanta, Georgia, I want $500,000 a year. Just won 2 more Super Bowls. I was MVP in both of them. And he looked me dead in the face, and he said, you're not worth $500,000 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I said, okay, what am I worth? $100,000. You got me, bad. Ira Stahlberger, my great agent, wonderful friend. This is my family. This is, my Fox family. And who knows how long we have, right? Who knows? Nobody knows. I live each day to its fullest. I have more fun than anybody. And I truly am so honored tonight to be inducted in this class in 2022. This is something I have no idea why I'm in it, but I will take it and use it to my best benefit to make more money than I've ever made before. God bless you.